So I cannot believe that it is already September. September for me will always be about back to school. No matter what is happening in the world, to me it still means back to school time. And so today I want to talk to you about the school that we have been building for SweetGeorgia. Hi there, thank you so much for being here. My name is Felicia from SweetGeorgia, and this is Taking Back Friday. This is actually a space, this is my attic, it's my craft room. This is a place where we come every Friday and we talk a little bit about knitting and spinning and weaving and dyeing. I like to talk about the fiber arts, and I like to talk a lot about how important it is to make time to make things. So today what I want to talk to you guys about is the fiber arts school that we've created called the School of SweetGeorgia. This is a project that we started a couple of years ago, and basically what it is it's designed to teach the fiber arts, the continuum of the fiber arts. And by the continuum, I mean that I don't believe that the fiber arts is just one thing. Fiber arts is not spinning on its own or weaving on its own or tapestry on its own. To me, the fiber arts is this big, long, continuous journey from the point where you take the fiber from either a sheep or you take it from a plant, and then you process that fiber into something that can be spun into yarn. That yarn is then transformed into fabric either through knitting or crochet or weaving or even tapestry. And then all of that is dependent on colors and how colors are mixed and blended either in the dyeing process, in the spinning process, in the plying process, in the knitting or weaving process. All of these activities and this entire body of knowledge is what I consider to be the fiber arts. And so what I have been trying to do with building this school through the School of SweetGeorgia is to show that all of the fiber arts are connected and to show how they affect each other, how they influence each other, how one thing that you change at one end can change your output at the other end. So many things. So this is what we've been building for the past couple of years, and we've been inviting instructors to join this teaching team to provide you with knowledge and experience in all of these different areas of the fiber arts. This is a big umbrella, this big continuous journey that I call the fiber arts. Now, one of the things that we are going to be talking about a little bit more is that September 9th specifically, is our anniversary date for SweetGeorgia. So I founded SweetGeorgia, the yarn company, on September 9th, 2005. Putting a couple skeins of yarn on Etsy. That was day one. And almost 15 years later, we are doing lots and lots of other things with yarn. And so what we're going to be talking about over this week and next week is a little bit about the rebranding process that we also went through this past year. Because as you know, I mentioned that we are going to be moving our studios to a new location in the coming weeks. And I signed that lease back in January, so we knew back then that we were going to have a new address, that we would need to print new business cards, we need to print new postcards, we need to print new basically everything. And so if we were going to reprint everything, why not go through the process of actually, cleaning up all of our logos and all of these kinds of things. And so one of the things that got cleaned up and tidied up and tightened up was our School of SweetGeorgia logo. And I wanted to share this little illustration with you because it has so much meaning for me personally, and it describes this whole journey. School of SweetGeorgia, we gave it the acronym SOS. Obviously, SOS has another meaning. SOS is actually sort of old code for help. It's a sign of distress. It's a sign that I need some help. Can you please help me? It actually stands for saving our souls. And when I found this, it just had so much meaning to me, this idea of saving our souls. I think that you might feel very similar to me in the way that when we are working with our hands, when we're making things, when we're spinning, when we're going through that meditative process of knitting stitch by stitch by stitch, all of this stuff is restorative. It is restorative to our souls. And so when we're describing the School of SweetGeorgia, this idea of saving our souls, this idea of using the fiber arts to restore ourselves, this is what it's kind of all about. And so I wanted to share this little illustration with you of our SOS logo, which is basically one continuous line. You start at one end and you can move along this path, and the path is circular. It's circuitous, which means that it's kind of cyclical. It goes around and around in a circle, and then it has all of these output points, but it's it's just one big, long, continuous line. And this, to me, symbolizes this idea that the journey that we're on in learning the fiber arts has no end point. It has a starting point where you're picking up the fiber, you're processing that fiber, and then you go through this process of learning how to design with it, how to spin with it, how to knit with it, how to weave with it. And then it's iterative because you come back and you take those ideas and then you transform them into a new idea, or it sparks another idea. I feel like the fiber arts process is very iterative. It's very much a circular creative process where you're trying something and then taking that information and experience, and then you're trying the next thing, taking that information and experience and trying the next thing. It's not a linear process. It's never going to be from A to B where I learn how to cast on and then I learn how to knit and then I learn how to purl and then I learn how to cast off and then I somehow, have mastered all of knitting. It doesn't work that way. There are so many different rabbit holes to chase, but ultimately I believe that all of the rabbit holes are connected. They're all interconnected. It's the idea that when I first learned how to spin my own yarn and learn how yarn was constructed, it actually made me a better knitter. It made me more able to choose better yarns, even better commercial yarns for my knitting projects, because I knew how yarn was created in the first place. So it's all of this kind of knowledge that we've really been wanting to pass on to people who knit, who crochet, who've worked with yarn for a long time, but have yet to discover all of the other things that are attached to working with yarn and working with fiber. And so if you are at all curious or interested in any of these things, I really encourage you to check us out and see what we're doing at the School of SweetGeorgia. Right now we have a special that I will tell you about at the end of this video, but in the meantime, I also wanted to share something else that's been happening new with us in the past while. Basically last November, I think it was, we were very, very lucky to have the opportunity to build a mobile app for the school. And so now we've just officially launched and released our mobile app, which you can get on the Apple App Store or on the Android or the Google Play Store for Android devices. And so basically it works on Android devices, it works on iOS devices. So iPhones. There will be an iPad version coming out next year. And so there's going to be improvements and we're constantly going to be making changes to it and improving it and iterating it as we go along. But right now this mobile app is ready for you to download. Basically all you need to do is you just need to sign up at the School of SweetGeorgia and you get your account there, and then you can log in with that information into the mobile app, and then you'll be able to access all of the courses there, all of the content, all the lessons, all of the discussion forums will also be accessible from the mobile app as well. So I encourage you to check that out as well. We're very, very excited to finally be able to launch this mobile app, and we're just continuing to make changes to it and improvements to it as we go. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to build the School of SweetGeorgia was not just to share my personal love of yarn or knitting or dyeing or fabric or any of this kind of stuff. It was really to encourage more people to learn about these skills and to make this information and knowledge accessible to people. I know in my past I've been very lucky. I've been able to travel, I've been able to study and take workshops with many of these instructors who are awesome and amazing, but I know that it's not something that's feasible for me to do all the time, and it's not feasible for many people to do, to travel to a conference to take a fiber arts class. It's very difficult in this day and age to do this kind of thing. And so what I wanted to do was make a lot of this information more accessible so that you wouldn't have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to get on a plane to go somewhere to learn how to spin a yarn with somebody. So what we're trying to do in the school is to really be able to go up close and personal and learn the skills and techniques from these instructors and be able to pass that on to you. And then the other very, very important part of this is to continue to allow you to have a relationship with the instructor after that class is over. And so we are growing this community within the School of SweetGeorgia where it's a very encouraging community. There's a discussion forum. People are posting photos, people posting progress photos, people posting their learning plans, describing what it is that they want to learn, how they're going to get there. And then anybody who's reading those learning plans can offer suggestions on what resources they might find or look for, or instructors that they might want to follow, all of this kind of stuff. And so I feel like it's a very supportive group of people who are helping support each other's learning. It's very, very important. Now, obviously, we are only a couple of years into this project, and so we are very committed to growing the school, growing the courses, growing the workshops, growing the teaching team, but also growing our membership. And so I encourage you guys, if you have any friends that you would like to invite into the school, we do have an affiliate program which you can sign up for. So if you remember, you can sign up for the affiliate program and then use a referral link to invite your friends to join the school as well. Also, if you are a fiber arts instructor, we are absolutely looking for new instructors to add to the teaching team. So please feel free to reach out to me. You can email me, you can message me, or you can submit a proposal, and I'll have a link for that below as well. So our back to school special is 20% off any new or upgraded memberships. So if you were already a member and you're paying monthly and you'd like to upgrade to quarterly or annual, you will get 20% off. If you are a new member altogether and you're signing up for an all access plan for the first time, you get 20% off. You just use the coupon code back to school, and that will be active until September 30th of this year. And once you have locked in that 20% discounted price will remain your price as long as you are a member of the school. So it's actually a really, really good deal right now. So I hope that you guys will find us inside the School of SweetGeorgia and join us there. Thank you so much to everybody for watching this, but also thank you to everybody who is a member of the school, who is an existing member, who is a past member, who is one of the founding members, who started as a patron on our Patreon page like more than 3 years ago. Thank you so much to everybody for continuing to support this project. This means a lot to me, and I'm 100% committed to making this school amazing and awesome. So thank you so much for watching this, for supporting us. So that is it for today. We're talking about the school today. We're talking about the rebranding of the school. Next week, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the rebranding of SweetGeorgia. And so if you'd like to see that, please do stick around and hit subscribe so you'll get a notification of when that goes live. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. All right, bye for now.